Welcome to the Graeae and Disability Arts online podcast, Disability and, bringing together thoughtful discussion and debate. This month, Sonny Nwachukwu chats with Britny Virginia, both of whom are Graeae Associate Artists. Sonny asks Britny about her artistic practice and her career journey so far.
Hello. My name is Sonny, and I am a associate artist at Graeae. I am a black man with black short hair, and I'm currently wearing a green t-shirt. As you could probably hear, like, I have a stammer. This afternoon I will be interviewing a special guest, actually, and it'll be nice if you could introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Britny Virginia. I am also one of an associate artist at Graeae, along with Sonny, focusing on directing and devising. I am a black woman with a gray, black, and pink and white head wrap on, with a brown cardigan and a white top. And my lived experience as a disabled person, I was born with cerebral palsy. So I walk with off and on one crutch, and it affects me from my waist down.
Sweet. So Britny, it would be nice, actually, if you could tell us of your artistic background.
Yeah. And just to say, I'm so excited to be doing this podcast with you, Sonny, honestly. Yeah. But my artistic background, when I was younger, like in my teenage years, my mom used to put me in a lot of theater groups and projects to just get me. I think I was very much more reserved and like not outspoken, and just like kept to myself a lot. And she also had to work, as was my dad, over the summer. So it was like just a way to keep me active and get out of kind of my shell a bit. So she used to always find these things for me to do. And I didn't really enjoy it at first. It was very much like, oh man, like I have to do this because, it's just something you have to do. And yeah, so I already had that background in theater and performing and stuff, but it wasn't, I think I didn't hold on to it because I just didn't believe that I could. I didn't believe in my ability. I just thought, the other kids were so much more like elaborate and just like so vibrant than I was. And then I studied creative writing at university because I realized how much I love poetry and storytelling. And I was like, oh, I want to see. And I didn't know anything about creative writing course. I was really going to study literature. And because I was like, oh, writing is cool. And then when I saw this course, I was like, man, I think this is my go-to. Like I can study literature, like the foundations and stuff, and also the creative side of things. So I did that for 4 years. And while I was there in my third year, I realized how much I really enjoyed like playwriting, script writing. But it was a bit too late for me to like take on like a course alongside my creative writing course. So being the person that I am, I didn't want to take no as an answer. I remember in my last year, I was like, I'm just gonna, for my dissertation, I'm gonna do a screenplay, even though I had no experience in screenwriting or whatever. And my teachers was like, Brittany, are you sure? I'm like, listen, it's gonna happen, you know? And nothing was gonna stop me, basically. So there's like, let's just go on with what she, what she wants. And I ended up getting a really great grade for the fact that I didn't have any formal training in it, and they were really impressed by that. I also did I wrote a script about a play about a woman losing her son to police brutality based in America, and just seeing that kind of journey of um the stress and the pain that causes a family to go through. And I had that, my school at the time, they would have like entries for writers to perform their plays at the theater, at the school theater. And I got that opportunity, and it was really amazing. And after that, my
Ooh. Wait 1 minute. Wait 1 minute. And you actually studied in America, right?
No, I grew up in America. I was raised there, but
Mm.
I came here when I was about 13.
Oh, okay,
And so I've been
cool.
here about like 11, 12 years now. And I studied in
Oh,
Essex
an Essex
University.
uni. Oh,
Yeah,
cool. Oh,
Essex
nice.
Uni. I did a year abroad in Canada though. So
Love
yeah.
Canada.
hmm It was stress. That year was like, that took almost took me out, but it's okay. I survived.
uh, uh, you were talking about leaving uni, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mm.
so during my final year, I'm leaving uni, so I had that play put on, and then and there was a call out with the local theater in Colchester for writers a scratch night, and that was actually a paid scratch night, and I never really understood that. I was like, oh, this is really great, I thought everyone did paid scratch nights, and then I had to, had to be slapped into reality, like, no, this was a privileged opportunity. And after that, I just presented one of my plays that I was in the process of writing, and it was about Black women, Black females, and their embracing their hair in professional settings, whether that is, the workplace or school as well. And it was just, it was the journey. And there was another Feta company coming to view. I think they were looking for plays that they wanted to put on for their own scratch night. And I happened to be there at the right time. And
Nice.
they came and they were like, oh my gosh, I love, that piece. So they took it up. They took my play up basically and commissioned me to develop that piece of writing. It seemed like, oh yeah, everything was happening one by one, but there was periods of like literally waiting, just like
Mm.
waiting and just being patient. So yeah.
Cool. And because I also know that you also have your own podcast as well, isn't it? And it would be actually nice to know like a little about it, and also where our listeners can find you as well.
Yeah, so I started I started my podcast on a whim. Um, it was after university, and I felt like in 2019 I was just like, nothing's happening. I'm just, stuck. I'm not getting the jobs and those kind of things. I was just kind of a bit depressed, and I was like, I really want to just share my journey. You know what I mean? My story and my journey. I already had a blog previously, like throughout my university career, I was writing a blog. And that was really, faith-based blog, and just sharing my journey of where I find my strength and the difficulties I'm facing and stuff like that. So creating the podcast wasn't like new to me. It was like another step for putting myself out there even more. And yeah, and it's just about like how, I hold on tightly to my faith, even in the midst of what's happening in life and society and stuff like that. So I only now, I would say, like 2021, 2021, I started to be more diligent and focused about where I wanna, where I see this going, and putting more work into it and stuff like that. So yeah, it's called Rewind Selector because I was like, I love music, and from my culture, being a Caribbean, woman, I was like,
Rewind.
rewind, especially because I was like, some gems are gonna be dropping, so you gotta rewind, you gotta go back, like, what did she just say, or what did that person just say? If I interviewed someone. So that's kind of like the thing about it, and yeah, it's talking about faith, talking about my belief in God, and like my journey as a writer and going into the industry, and stuff like that.
Cool. Like it's really like how like often is it like is it like uh once a week, or is it more
What I
often?
would say once a month.
Oh, a month. Okay, cool,
That's
nice.
when, yeah, once a month. Um, because if I get like different people on and interview them and just giving a break to, putting like a break between the podcast, and also because I am quite busy with other things, so it's quite hard to like be as what's the word,
Active on it, kind of thing.
yeah, active on it, yeah.
Mm, mm.
um but I dream to like have that time where that's one of my sole focus as a independent um entrepreneur.
Yes, cool, cool, cool. Um, what type of art inspires you, uh, and why as well?
Ooh, well, I do love film, and I do love screenwriting. Um Also love plays. I think the thing about art is, as what really intrigues me and pulls me in is the person's like ability to be raw and honest and authentic and open. I think that's really what grips me about, and I think that's what art is in general. It's really an expression of internal things that's going on, and responding to external factors. I remember there's one time in Canada, I every time I say things that I do, I'm like, I don't even know how I do a thing. Do you know what I mean? It just happens, and people are like, oh, that's so amazing. So I decided I was doing the art course, and they were like, oh, try we had this task to either disturb your environment or to complement it or something like that. Yeah, something along those lines. And I decided in my head, I'm gonna do both. So instead of making like like a sculpture or anything, because that was my colleagues, they literally would make sculptures and do these amazing creative things from wood. I wasn't that like that tactile kind of girl. So I was like, I'm a poet, let's just look at your strengths, Brittany. And it was like poetry. So then I decided to, because when I was in Canada, I found that um I got a lot more stares, or maybe I don't know if I was more aware of the stares that I got as I walked. And that time, Canada, I didn't walk with my crutches at all. So people, I think, were just a bit like taken aback. And I felt like it was a very kind of high school mentality at some point, not the whole campus, obviously, but it was just kind of like I felt like I went back into high school, and
Mm.
sixth, not sixth form, secondary school. And I was like, I'm gonna write this thing because it reminded me of Sojourner Truth, that poet. She wrote this poem, says, "Ain't I a woman?" And I love that. And she was like, I am a woman, and this and that, why she is and why she shouldn't be discriminated against because of her color. And I was like, I'm gonna write, and ain't I a person? And I wrote the poem about like why I shouldn't be stared at, why I shouldn't be, mocked, and like I feel like a circus monkey just going on my way to my class. So I wrote on a sign anti-woman and went around the whole campus with the sign. No, anti-person, sorry. I went around the whole campus with the sign, and like people were just like, what is happening today? My friend was just filming me just going around, and I remember these two professors stopped me. I was like, that's so silly. And I was like, what do you mean? And they were like, it's like, of course you're a person. I was like, yeah, but there's a reason why I have to make such a bold statement, even though it's all obvious. I have to make the statement because that's not how I feel when I walk through this campus. I feel like I am pinpointed and targeted, and feel like I am a clown, and just a spectacle. um at one point someone will talk to me, and when they're on their friends, they would ignore me, because of just like probably their own insecurities about who different people, and I felt so discouraged when the professor said that, because I was thinking, these smart men, they're so intelligent, and I'm this little student, who am I to go around doing this thing? And I was like, I'm gonna give up, I need to go back home. My friend was like, Brittany, you can't give up. I'm like, we're almost at the end, like, you're doing so amazing. And I was like, no. And then literally right when I was about to give up, I was sitting, and a guy just tried to walk. He was walking past, but he just stopped and he said, thank you so much. And I was like, huh? He was like, thank you so much, because you just did what I felt like, you know, all every day. Like, people, mock me and look at me like I'm a circus monkey, and I don't feel normal. I don't feel like a person because I'm not treated as a person. I'm not received as a person. And he was just like, thank you so much. And I was just like, OMG, like, I just could not believe it. And then he had this bag of sweets, and he was like, take the sweets. I don't want I just want to thank you. I just want to thank you. And I was just like, what? And then I was just like, wow, I so needed that encouragement. And while he needed to see me going around with my sag, I needed him to like be open and be like, thank you so much. And it kept me going. And it was like, there's a reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, And I think that aspect of art, just being bold and being honest, and really just sharing your own personal your own personal journey and situation. You don't know how that will impact and connect as well. That connection that that art has the ability of doing is just so amazing. And yeah.
Also, like it's unlike just like uni, like, is a place where people learn, and there's all these like different humans in this kind of one area. And um and you at that age to like stand up and then like say like, I am human, like, it's really strong. It's also um really brave as well, because you're also standing up for like loads of other people as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Brittany, man, slaying it, slay. Cool. um, so you will be like headed into Coventry, right?
Yes, I'm headed to Coventry. Yes,
Yes.
Sunday.
Yeah, and that's because of a new Graeae uh, play. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
it would actually be nice to like hear hear a little uh, about it, and also your role there as well.
Yeah, so Graeae is touring a play called Curbs, And that play is about a young woman just finding independence, and finding love in the process. So it's talking about disability, politics, independence, relationships, romance, sex as well. And it's a beautiful play just about this, you know, person on this journey to just really, being confident in who they are. Um, yeah, and the love that's just surrounding her as well, from her, her mom, and her partner as well, and her best friend and stuff. And it's a really heartwarming, funny, very funny piece.
Sweet, cool, cool. Um,
Like,
cool. So next question is, because I know how you're actually like really into movement as well, and also like how in your work you're also wanting to kind of explore that as well. And I was wondering um how that really started, and also have you had any kind of rehearsals with it as well?
yeah. So where that passion for like movement kind of started, being a child with a disability, cerebral palsy, it really like was something that intrigued me. And just seeing my, my peers, my family members who did not have, I was always the only one in the group, with the disability. And I think it just, I remember my one cousin. I wasn't good at reading. I wasn't good in school. But
Mm.
like I knew, like I was good at, like, I don't know, like just being active. So I will teach him how to do push-up. He'll teach me how to read, something. And it was just amazing because I was just always into like being active. But that was before, like, I knew there was a difference, but I kind of like didn't fully understand, like, the idea of otherness until I think probably about 11. I basically went into my shell, and then I realized that I can't do the things that these other kids can do. And there's a difference, and I'm kind of mocked and looked at differently, especially when you get older. Kids are meaner. When I was younger, it was just kind of like, oh, this is just Britney. But now it's like we see each other's differences,
Mm.
and we pinpoint each other's differences, and we mock each other instead of celebrating the differences that we have, because we're all trying to find identity and confidence in ourselves. And one of the ways that people find confidence in themselves is bringing someone else
Mm.
down. um so I started to do less and less activities. I had my two crutches. Before, I would never want to walk with the crutches. It's like, this is whack. Why they trying to come find
Mm.
me? Who do they think they are? The doctors, yeah. And and then I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna start walking with these, because this is my safety net, and this is like where I feel most comfortable and not as ridiculed as before. Mind you, I would still be quite like an aggressive kid, especially with, like, my male peers as well. I was like, no, you're not gonna come for me,
Not
kind of thing like that.
today.
And I think they like that, they kind of like that. And, she not gonna just like let someone, beat her up or something like
Mm.
that. Although they didn't beat me up, but it was just like, I could hold my own. But with my female cares, I found it a bit more
Mm.
intimidating to hold my
Mm.
own. It's a
Mm.
weird dynamic there. But when I realized, oh, I want to go into, the arts, and, be creative, and I am a performer, I was just like, how can I use my body to tell a story in of itself? Because as I'm walking, it's already telling you something. From the moment you see someone, you you cast judgment immediately, and it might be a good judgment, and it might be a bad judgment. But either way, you're like, oh, this person Sony has a green top today. Wow, could he? Yeah, you know what I mean, that kind of stuff. And it's just like, I feel like um I wanted to tell a story through movement, and really strengthen as well my body, because I used to want to run track. I used to do, baseball. This is America, yeah. But like baseball, this was, well, basketball, tennis. I was just always on the field just trying to do something. And I really went away from that active girl, that active young girl. And I really want to build that up
Mm.
again. And yeah.
Yeah, because even like me as a dancer as well, like movement heals um like brain in a way, and also just like helps mind mind as well. And also, yeah,
Yeah.
and because like having this camera as well, and then a dancer, like my whole kind of uh being like really kind of flows in movement, and having that I don't know what it is. Like I'm like have like an alter ego when I
Yeah.
and it's really quite uplifting as well, kind of thing. And also like it's really helped me um sort of kind of love my own like camera as well, because it is also a part of me as well in a way. Yeah.
It
Mm,
is, yeah. And I think, I don't know about you as well, but going back to like my culture, my St. Lucian heritage, dancing
mm,
movement is
life.
such a big part of, yeah, it's life,
Mm,
a part of us. And we come together through movement, through dancing, it's just like this celebration. And like, it's like your the joy is like your whole body
mm,
is feeling the joy. And I think also growing up seeing that, it also intrigued me, because I would say I couldn't dance like my family members, but at the same time it was like, but how can I enjoy myself in my own way? You know what I
mm.
mean?
Nice, nice, nice. Um, so my next question is, what artist in T UK do you look up to, and why?
It's quite hard. I have a multitude of artists that I look up to. Um, there's a band called Christafari, and they're Christian based reggae band. So like I just love their, the guy, the main, the singer's story. And like I love reggae. So it was just like putting my two greatest loves together, and I was just like, what? This is so cool. So of course they're not the first ones to do that, but it's just that was when I first they were the first ones I came
Mm,
across. And I was like, that's really awesome. So I just love their style and their just love for people, like just, they just do so much missionary work. And you know and they love the music as well. You just see their dreads just like swinging, side to side. Just love the dreads. I actually used to grow
oh,
dreads,
really?
and then I got it. Yeah. So
So, as we know, you're also a poet, and I was wondering, like, if you would actually um, read one of them as well, like, if that's okay. Voila, I'm here. Britney, lights, action.
you're so perfect. it's quite interactive. I was doing it in front of audience, but so there's a part that goes Gade. Gade in St. Lucia is Creole for look, watch, so it's yeah. So if you hear me say Gade, that's what I'm saying. And then Pafesa, I will translate it while I'm speaking, but some people might be caught off guard. Pafesa is don't do that. And I translate it again in the poem. So anyway, and just to say before I start as well, like part of like my writing style and like with my approach to poetry is I just love the idea of breaking things down to build them up again. I don't know, I just love, so even when you in my poetry book you'll see the words just all over the page and stuff like that. I just think that's really nice. La 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 aim lame. I am lame. Da 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 damned. I am damned. Crooked walking, mocking, the mocking of the different of hands, the blessings, only designed for your glory. Isn't that vanity? A, like a Sade, sway, step, trip, step. That's how I misbehave to your ideal of approval. The different is just blessed, which makes the normal afraid, and I move to encounter something called self-esteem. Now, not only am I dealing with the insecurities a young girl has to carry, but now I have to confess my frustrations to the odd shape my body makes when my left hip gives way. Sway. Look. Gade sway. Chat. Gade sway. Babble. Gade sway. Talk. Gade sway. But stares are ugly to the beauty of another. Stir in me the brave in me and make these difficulties magically fall to dust. But spontaneity comes with obedience and discretion. Command the word to soar through my soul. I think I'll have that moment of freedom when you tattoo away your opinions and let the kingdom come into my home that is flesh and bones. Throws you off your high horse with the tickle of my blackness, and no one wants to be told no, and oh, no, don't do that. Pafesa. Don't do that. That thing where now my words are choked by my insecurities you have placed inside of me, and my tongue struggles to pronounce the words through its involuntary stuttering. I am a child that has value. We are children who have value, but it seems we may be ugly to the box of beauty you have seated across our foreheads. Nevertheless, the Lord sing of how amazing I am. I am not aim as in aim for failure. No, rather I am named, named for greatness by the King, and I will not be defeated by the small, and I will not be put into a category by man. I am my own category. It is Britney without the double T-E and the A, child of God, moving up into the promise. The time has come for me to be proud of who I am, and I do not need you to approve. So please, move out my way as I sway into my destiny and walk with the courage of a lion as I am a lioness. Please do not be fooled or get mistaken. I will have the last say, and I say yes to your no.
Rewind. Hello. Love that, Wow. I also really just loved how there's also even movements in your words in a way, and I can like already actually picture that as well, and also like
Yeah.
and also even there's also like this kind of link into uh, stammering as well, actually, there, and the whole like understanding who you are when you're alone as well. Yeah, like I really like that for sure. Ooh, all right, Britney.
Yeah.
Calm down, calm down.
Thank you so much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binaries, that is it. I hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to have a podcast soon as well. Britney, like, is there any last words at all?
You can follow me at Instagram at Britny Virginia AA. Usually it comes up with the AA. And my website, which is Britny Virginia AA at the end.com, and all things, poetry, my love for God, Jesus, and creativity as well. So yeah.
Sweet. All right, Britney. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much, Sonny.
Visit graeae.org and disabilityarts.online for details of productions, events, interviews, opinions, reviews, and learning opportunities.